I told you.
Do something.
I mentioned it. It's a disaster.
Help Dr. Weatherby. He's been injured.
Yeah, there's a doctor in the hospital.
Someone need a doctor?
Yes, but Joyce will. And here, sir. Help him. He'll need help. There's been an explosion.
That was a noise.
Yes, and Mrs. Flood is dead.
Dead?
Rain. She's gone away.
And won't come back another day.
You killed her. We all saw you coming out of O.R. Street.
That's true.
No. Isn't it true, Miss Weatherby?
Well, yes.
Spring.
But, Mommy, I have it in my notes. It's absurd. Why would I kill Mrs. Weatherby?
Because Dr. Clement was in love with her.
Clement! Clement?
I think he's in shock. You dirty old chief of staff. I got the largest of the country to protect her from men like you.
Take him up to intensive.
Right.
Go. I saw Dr. Weatherby kissing Mrs. Flood. Spring saw it and Dr. Sky saw it too.
No.
418. Daddy kissed Mrs. Flood on the 3rd floor. You must have seen it too. I accuse you of the murder of Rain Flood. Officer Fogg, arrest this woman.
Mommy, it's all right. You're a grown-up investigative reporter now. Truth is your weapon, and you can always hide behind the First Amendment.
We'll just go along to the station house now, Miss Weatherby.
You have a kind face, Officer Fogg, and you need an independent temper. Thank you.
The rest of you get back to your post. You patients get back to bed. This is a hospital.
Miss Weatherby?
Mr. Thorpe?
I was in my office going over reports of stolen surgical gowns. I only just read it.
Oh, Mr. Thorpe, I wanted to be an investigative reporter, and now my father's unconscious, and my mother's in jail, and I've lost my notebook!
Now, there, Miss Weatherby. Cry it all out.
No, I've got to go down to the station house now.
To write the story.
No, to bring Mommy your 19 slippers.
Well, remember, Miss Weatherby, Spring, anything you need, I'm here.
Thank you, Mr. Thorpe. Yeah.
Very clever, darling. Get the silly little fool to rely on you.
Yes, exactly. That way, if she should stumble onto some information, we know what she knows.
You know what I love about you? You're devious. Here, keep this in a safe place.
You, young man, you. Do you know me?
Of course, you're Professor Gold.
Right, you got it excellent. Now question 2. Do you know that girl? Queen Elizabeth? No, it's not a girl, it's a book. Brown, yeah, that's it. Do you know Betty Brown?
Of course I know Betty Brown.
You do? How do you know her?
She's your student, and I'm your assistant, Steve Jones.
You're my assistant? Didn't you have a beard?
That was 2 assistants ago.
I am against change. Science, I'm for. Change, I'm against. Is Miss Brown here?
Nobody's here.
Then who am I talking to?
Steve Jones, your assistant.
You told me that before. Have you been following Miss Brown's project?
The, molecular transference theory? I've skimmed a few pages.
Did you see that last one?
What was it about?
Don't you remember anything? That girlie claims she was watching that, what you call it, television show, yesterday.
They all watch it.
You said nobody was here.
They'll be here any minute. Now what about Miss Brown?
Who?
The girl in molecular transference theory. She's watching a soap opera.
And remember, that is over television.
Yes.
She claims a vocal transference. Did you read that?
Yes.
If that girlie has claimed a vocal transference with that soap opera, heaven knows what she may have opened a whole new can of telekinetic worms.
Well, her ideas are extraordinary for an undergraduate. Look, Professor, I don't like to say this,
But you're going to force yourself.
well, I've been working on a similar molecular transference theory for my PhD. I showed some of my notes to Miss Brown.
Why did you do that?
Well, I didn't exactly. You see, I was working on them in here. I left them. When I came back, she was reading them.
Forgetfulness is the destroyer of all science. Remember that.
Well, molecular transference was the last thing I was working on. I don't want to accuse anyone, Professor, but perhaps thinking that she achieved vocal transference was a hallucination of Miss...
Who?
Miss Brown, the girl with the molecular transference theory.
Brilliant girl. I can't remember when I've had a very student.
Look, Professor, I think if you'll just look this over, you'll see that most of her ideas come from my research.
Good stuff you got here, kiddo. So you claim that girl stole it from you.
Well, I don't want to make any accusations.
But you will in a pinch. If you see her, send it to my office. You know the way?
Right. First hall on your left, third door on your right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Right. First door on the left, third door on the right. I think I left my electric teapot on.
Absolutely gorgeous. If he wore a stethoscope, he was just like Dr. Sunny.
Well, I don't know. If it were me and I had only met him once, I wouldn't know the strange man in my refrigerator.
She told me about it last night. He talked right to her.
Dr. Clement?
Yes. I don't understand why nobody noticed. I didn't even notice.
They're all so involved in the show, I don't think they'd notice that their hair caught fire.
Yeah, it can sort of get to you. But still, I'm terribly worried about Betty. I think she's planning something more.
Something more? What?
She wouldn't tell me. I wish she'd talk to her, Tommy.
I'm not sure she's talking to me.
Try.
Betty, Sally told me about what happened yesterday.
And you don't believe it.
I believe. Sally's very worried about you.
She shouldn't have told you. I told Sally because I was so excited, and I told Professor Gold that I didn't want anyone else to know until I was sure how far I could take it.
What do you mean? How much further can you go than talking to someone on a television show and getting an answer?
I don't know. See you later.
You're not going to try to transfer yourself?
What do you mean?
You're not going to try to transfer yourself on that screen, onto that show?
Well, why not?
It's crazy, for one thing. Nobody could do that.
Then what are you worrying about?
You can do it.
Do you think so?
We've done this.
You read it?
Fabulous. You can just take that final step.
Suppose she could. Suppose she could transfer her molecules. And then suppose she couldn't transfer herself fast.
If I can do it one way.
Try. I'll watch you at my own
It's
observation.
too dangerous.
Do you think it's dangerous, Steve?
Well, it's dangerous to cross the street or to walk down to the corner drugstore. But if we never risked anything, we'd never get anywhere.
Hey, you guys, keep it down, will you? It's just starting.
Betty, don't do it.
Are we late?
This would be the greatest advancement in parapsychology history.